not great sounding, but that's all we got. So, we're going to test tomorrow. No, we're not having test tomorrow. We're going to test Thursday and Friday on law of sines, law of cosines. Okay? So tomorrow, today I'm going to teach you law of cosines, which is 6.2, law of cosines. Y'all, I'm only going to use law of cosines when they make them. Okay? It's a lot more difficult. It's not hard or anything, but it is a lot more difficult than law of sines. So what I'll usually do is use my law of cosines when I have to use it, but I will use it to make me a pair, and then I'm going to use law of sines the rest of the time. Okay?
So what we learned today, tomorrow, is that going to be, is that going to be on the
Today. And I'm just going to work 3 problems today. That's all I'm going to do. And then tomorrow, I'm going to add 5 problems from this section, law of cosines, onto those report problems that you have. And then I'll give you class time tomorrow, and then we'll test on Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so
And the worksheet will be due Thursday. Actually, it's bookwork. And I put a remind in for you guys. I think I just put a reminder for the test, like Wednesday. It's Thursday, Friday, so I put it in for like Wednesday night about 6.
so just the material we learned today.
Law of sines and law of cosines. 6.1, 6.2. And you can have your card.
Okay, thank you.
Did you write anything else?
What is your mind? And what is your left in the text? Because I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm signed up, but I don't know if you're finding that.
I don't know. I might can look it up on my phone. I think I took a picture of it. And so I'll look it up on my phone later and see if I can find it. I should probably just write it on the wood somewhere. But I'll do that for you. Okay? All right, so let's talk about law of cosines. Sometimes you can't use law of sines. When can you use law of sines? When you have a pair. When you have an angle and its side. If you don't have an angle and its side, then you can't use law of sines. So that's when you will use law of cosines. Okay? So I'm going to tell you what you wrote on your card, and I'm going to tell you the way I write it on my card. Okay? So your card says a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times the cosine of a. I'm going to try and tell you some of the things that are the most common made mistakes. One of the most common made mistakes, instead of putting cosine of a, because you're used to doing sine, is that kids write sine of a, right? This is law of cosine, so it uses the cosine function, so you have to be careful about that. Notice right here that this is the angle. I'm looking for his side. I don't have those, all right, or obviously I'd be using law of sine. So it's the 2 other sides, they make this angle. And I do it like this. If this is a squared, how would I find a? Yeah. So on my card, it's written like this, because it's just so much easier. B is equal to the square root of a squared plus c squared minus 2ac times the cosine of b. If you'd rather write it that way, you're more than welcome to. C is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times the cosine of c. Yeah, you just put a square root and then take that square off that other side. Alright, on the right-hand side, they wrote and said, what if you're given all the sides and you don't know any angle? Alright, then this is the way you would have to find an angle. The cosine of A is equal to the 2 sides that make this angle, which would be b squared and c squared. B squared plus c squared. You're going to subtract out this side, a squared, and you're going to divide it by 2bc. The cosine of b is going to be equal to a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2ac. You can see patterns in here, so it's easy for you to learn these, but they're just not quite as easy to learn as the law of sines. Cosine c is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2AC. Yes, we're gonna, well, not every one of them. We're gonna use a problem over here, we're gonna use a problem over here, and then we're gonna do one application problem, okay? Yes, ma'am. Did I miss that somewhere?
No, I just have A squared is equal to all that is
Yes, that, it's the same thing, I just said if A squared is equal to all of this without the square root, then A is the square root of that. And I like to write mine that way. But it doesn't matter, you can write it differently. Okay? Alright, so let's try first example. This is example 1, and here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that side A is equal to 8. I'm going to tell you that side B is equal to 19. And I'm going to tell you that side C is equal to 14. And I want you to find the missing part. We were trying to fix my microphone so the speakers are on, so every time I assume it must be an email or something. It makes some kind of noise. Alright, so find the missing part. Alright, so I want to encourage you to keep doing what you've been taught to do, which is what? Look at that and do what? See if it's ambiguous. Y'all, that's what you've been taught. Is this ambiguous? No, it's not ambiguous. Okay? It doesn't have, remember, to be ambiguous, it has to have a pair and another side. Okay? So it's not ambiguous. So now you want to make sure that it follows all the rules. Okay? So remember, if it has angles up there, the angles, 3 angles have to add up to be 180. So if one of them is 195, guess what? You can't make any triangles. Okay? You can't make any triangles out of it. So the sides, anybody remember what the rule is for the sides? Because that's what I have, 3 sides. Greater than the difference, less than the sum. Greater than the difference and less than the sum. Okay? And the biggest thing is that kids don't remember, is it greater than the sum or greater than the difference? So, remember, yeah, not so nice stuff, alright? And then, silly stuff. Okay, so that's just makes them easy way to remember that. Alright, so I want to go ahead and I want to check and make sure that this makes the triangle. So I want to check every side. Each side has to be greater than the difference of the other 2 sides. Is 8 bigger than 9 minus 14? 19 minus 14, sorry. Yes, it is. Is 19 bigger than 14 minus 8? Yes. Is 14 bigger than 19 minus 8? Okay, so this part all checked out right. Now do this one. Each side has to be less than the sum of the other 2 sides. So is 8 less than 19 plus 14? Is 19 less than 8 and 14? Is 14 less than 8 and 19? Okay, so it makes how many triangles? 1. Brent.
What is this equal to?
No. It didn't say greater than or equal to. It says greater than or less than. Okay? Can't be equal to. Now, listen to me, because this is what the kids this morning, they were like going, well, how do I know if it makes 1 triangle or 2 triangles? And I said, well, let me ask you something. Up until this year, all the way through geometry, did you ever have anything to do with 2 triangles? See? You never had anything to do with 2 triangles. You had side, 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 angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side, right? What was the one that you never used? Okay? This one, right? We said, no, we don't use that one. It's got a bad word, right? But now, we said, oh, you can use it, but it's kind of messy. You gotta find out some stuff about him, right? He's the only one, guys, that can make a 2 triangle, right? He's either 0, 1, or 2. But none of the other ones can. All the other ones are just 0 or 1. Either you make a triangle and you only make 1, or you don't make a triangle. Okay? Alright, so only the ambiguous one can make a 2. So, let's draw a picture. Somebody else said that's the first thing you can do, so you can. Now, here's what I want to tell you about your picture. Be careful. If I call this side A, what you see? And what is it? A. See? Across from angle A is side A, and side A is A. If I call this side right here 19, what is this? B. Does it make any difference if I put B across from 19 or across from 8? Yes, people, if you put B across from 8, you're going to be wrong. You can't just stick these sides up here and then just letter them any way you want to. Okay? So, this is C and this is 14. Okay, so here's a rule, and you don't know it. I'm fixing to teach it to you. You always find the biggest angle first. So, this says, hey guys, you can't start anywhere you want to. This is where you have to start. In this problem right here, 2 is the first one that I have to find. Okay, so you have to find angle B first. It's the biggest angle opposite the largest side. Remember that old rule from geometry. Smallest angle is opposite the smallest side, and medium angle opposite the medium side. I always think that's the 3 days. Okay? Alright, so everybody okay? If I want to find angle B, first of all, I'm looking for an angle, so what do I know I'm going to do on my calculator? Inverse cosine, okay? And I'm just going to set it up like this, and then I'll do it. So I'll show you. I'm going to say the cosine of B is equal to the two sides that make them up, so that'd be 8 squared plus 14 squared, minus this side, 19 squared, all over 2 times 8 times 14. So some of the kids found this first, and then they did inverse cosine. That's perfectly fine. I'm just going to go inverse cosine, and I'm going to put that in there, and that's going to give me angle B. Yes, you need to be in degrees. So tell me what y'all get for angle B. 116.8 degrees. I would say you put it in there wrong. If you're in degrees, normally if you get a negative, that makes me think you're in radians. But I would say you put it in there wrong. Do you have 8 squared plus 14 squared minus 19 squared on the top? Should have signed. Yeah. Y'all got to be really, really careful about that. I promise that's the most common mistake. This is one of the angles that we're looking for, so remember I'm trying to teach you to do for your bookwork. Highlight it, box it in, something where it's easy for me to see. So this angle right here is 116.8. Did that work out? Okay. All right, 116.8. Now, what am I going to do? Yes, y'all, I'm doing law of sines now. I got a pair, so don't you think law of sines is easier than this? I mean, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to. But I'm going to go 19 is to the sine of 116.8 as, who do you want to find next? C. So I'm going to say as 14 is to the sine of C. I'm looking for an angle. So every time you're looking for an angle, you have to use that inverse function. So I'm going to say inverse sine of, that's multiplying. The 2 that I know go on the top, 14 times the sine of 116.8 over this loner guy, girl didn't show, nice B, on the bottom. That's going to be my angle C. 41 what? 0.12. Okay, so there's C. What do we like? One angle. Angle A. So how am I going to find it? Yeah, the easiest way is going to be to do that. So I'm going to say angle A is equal to 180 minus 116.8 minus 41.16. Anybody got a question? Everybody okay? That wasn't bad, but that was very yeah. I probably can't have 4-day work week. Or camera stuff. Well, there's not any camera. It's just a mic. Okay? That's all it shows. It's a screen and a camera. That's exactly what it's on. Exactly what it's on.
What are you talking about? Your microphone shot?
Your camera shot. It's not on the camera. It's not on the camera.
Go ahead.
These are new guys. Okay, let's do another one. All right.
Get the live. You get the shot on live.
Okay, example 2. Here's what they tell you. B is equal to 15. C is equal to 10. And angle A, we'll just say big A, is equal to 115. Find all the missing parts. All right, what are we going to do? What should you do first? Yeah, you better check and see if he's
Why can't we
ambiguous.
draw a picture?
Well, because if it's ambiguous, do I need a, I mean, if it doesn't make a type,
I like
do I need a
to.
picture? Well, try it then. Doesn't have a pair, so it's not ambiguous, and it doesn't break any rules. So yes, we're going to draw a picture. All right, I'm going to draw A first because he's an obtuse angle. Oh, I didn't ask y'all this on this other problem. This problem right here, when you found this first angle and it was obtuse, what does that tell you about the other two angles? They're acute. What if you found the first angle and it was this first angle, the largest angle, and it was acute? Then what would you know about the other two angles? You're right. You're right, Jessica. Yeah. Now listen to me. Listen to what you just told me, okay? I messed you up asking this question purposefully. Because this would be a kind of question that a test would have on it. Alright? If you have to find the largest angle first, and the largest angle is an acute angle, what do you know about the other two angles? They're acute too. Okay? Because it's opposite the largest side. Okay? So, and that should always be the first one that you find. Sometimes it won't mess you up, but sometimes it will mess you up. So we just do it that way all the time. Okay? Alright. So, let's see, this is A, and he's 115. If I call this 15, what's this? C. So that means this is C, and this side has to be 10. My gosh, we're trying to get people to subscribe to the channel. Okay? They'll be like, oh my God, this is all this conversation going on. Isn't that just like being in class? Okay, yeah. We're trying to make y'all feel at home.
I'm really scared somebody one day. You can't do it now because
Self-recording once you've got like all your lessons in the year for both classes, or you can redo it every year.